Hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing great today. In my today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a company called Aditya Infotech Limited. They had recently came up with their IPO last year. So let's look into their business model and understand how what do they do and the recent result. And we'll go through their Concall summary also. So this company generally provides video security and surveillance product solutions. And their main brand is called CP Plus. I think you might have not heard about Aditya Infotech, but you would have definitely heard about the brand called CP Plus, where if you go to most of the places in India, the CCTV camera which would have been installed over there would be from CP Plus. So that is their main business, and that's where they earn majority of their revenue. So currently, if you look at their revenue contribution, so this the CCTV side of the business contributes to around 87% percent of their revenue, and then they have another segment called as Internet of Service Solutions, where they provide facial recognition, intrusion detection, and all those things that they provide to the to their customers. And we need to understand this company does not just serves to the retail customers, but they all also serve the industrial segment and the government segment also. So let's look at their recent results and how well they did. So if you look at their recent result, their revenue was increased by almost 37.32% to 1,139 crores, and PAT was up by almost 139% to 196 crores, and their EBITDA margin improved from around 3.9% to 12.6%. And as I spoke about the revenue contribution, right? So their CP Plus brand contributed to around 87% of the overall revenue. In terms of the install capacity, which they are using every month, it's around 1.9 million per month, which which they're currently using, and they plan to increase that to uh, uh, further to 2.1 million by the end of Q4 FY26. And currently, if you look at their market share, they have a market share of around 39% overall in India, and they expect to grow it further. In terms of the management commentary and the main things that they mentioned in the con call was, say they said though they are, there's a favorable tailwind happening in the industry, and what they have said is that the revenue guidance that which they had given earlier, for FY26 they've increased it to around 3,000 to 3,900 to 4,100 crores in FY26. Leaving that aside, they have entered into two strategic partnership. One with the company called Comcom. So over here, what they're doing is right, because as the world is moving to the AI side, so they are partnering up with them for AI enable and insight-driven video security solutions to provide it to the customer. So CP, the company manufactures the CCTV camera, and Qualcomm, what they will do is like with their AI and everything, they will help them to install these software, which will help how to say create a more unique experience for the CCTV camera users. And on the other side, they have signed MOU with the company called Orient Cables. So what is happening over here is right. So this company will exclusively manufacture the cables which is required by the company. So while because of this agreement, they'll have no supply chain issues at all in terms of the cables at all. And at the same time, they have launched two new brand called as IGRA and Nexiview. So these brands that has been introduced are mainly targeted for mass markets and unorganized segments. So the Nexiview branch has already been launched in this Q4 segment, and the IRA brand is going to be launched in the quarter one of FY27. But what the management said that these things that they're launching is will not contribute more to the overall revenue. But the main reason that they're launching in this brand is they want to increase their market share even in mass markets and in the unorganized segment also. So there was a question on supply chain, right? Because we all have heard about the news, the issue with the chipset, semiconductors, and everything. So the question was asked whether because of the supply chain issue, will there be any impact on the overall growth and the manufacturing and distribution of their products. So the management clearly said that they don't see an issue because what they have done is right. They have signed a multi SOC supply chain with multiple organizations like Qualcomm, Novatech, Realtek, Umbrella, and Infusion. So they are covered from all the perspectives. So they are not just depending on one suppliers, but they have an agreement with almost four different suppliers. And in terms of input cost, which is increasing overall, the management said they do not have to worry because of the brand presence and the pricing power that they have, whatever the cost will increase, they will pass it on to the end consumer, which will not affect their margin at all. And let's look what the management said about the growth, right, for the coming year. So the management is guiding to grow up to around 30 to 35% for FY27, and they have given a revenue target of around 5,350 to 5,550 crores. And out of this overall 30 to 35% growth, what management said, 20%, which is almost more than 50%, will come from the volume side, and the remaining 10 to 15% will come from the value side. And in terms of EBITDA margin, they said EBITDA margin will improve from the current 12% to 13%, and PAT margin will also move up from 7.5 to 8.5%. Let's see what are they doing to achieve these things, right? So what the management has, the company is doing is, right, they have commenced the construction on enclosure and housing plant in their current Kadapa AP plant, which will be operational by mid of 2026. And the reason that they're doing this, right, because it will help them in backward integration. It will help them to reduce the overall cost and ensure that there is no supply chain issue at all. And the question was asked whether these, developments or the improvements which are happening in the facility, how will it be funded? So the management clearly said that these are all funded internally and no loans will be taken. And at the same time, what they have done is, like, they have also successfully commissioned their CCTV camera lens assembly line, and this production will start from the quarter 1 of FY27. So the capacity that they have currently is around 3 lakh lenses per month, and they are targeting to increase that capacity to almost 10 lakh lenses per month by the end of by the end of 2027. And in terms of the overall production capacity of the CCTV camera, what they're planning to do is, right, currently they're going to increase the capacity to 2.1 million, and by the next end of next year, the capacity will increase up to around 2.4 to 2.5 million units per month in their Kadapa plant. And what the management said, this increase will cover their overall growth target which they have given for FY27 and some part of FY28 also. So obviously the question was asked, okay, you have given us the guidance for FY27 and some part of FY28. What after that? How are you going to increase your sales growth in future? So the management has said that they are contemplating on setting up a new manufacturing plant at the end of FY27 and further. Currently, they are thinking about it. Nothing concrete has come out at all. And the other thing what they have done is, right, they want to increase their presence not just in India but all over the world. So what they have done is, right, they have set up a subsidiary called as Aditya Infotech Taiwan Company Limited in Taiwan, because we all know that Taiwan is the, how to say, is the hub for semiconductor and everything related to chips manufacturing. So they are setting up their plant over. So they're setting up this subsidiary over there, which will help them, you know, get the best minds to work for them, get access to the latest technology, and which will help the overall growth of the company. And if you look, and if you look at this company, they have been doing quite well from the since the IPO days till now, and they are actually going quite strong, because not every company can give a revenue guidance of around 30 to 35% of in the coming years. And the other thing we need to understand that they have the largest market share in India, and they are planned to increase that even more. So things look quite good for this company at this point of time. So let's see how well they do in FY27. Will they be able to achieve their 30 to 35% target? And if you look at their, the valuation from the valuation perspective, so if we take it at their face value of around, revenue increase of 5,350 crores for FY27, so they will make a profit of around 407 or 455 crores, which gives them a P of around close to around 40 to 42 a P. And with the growth of around 35%, it comes up to around 1.1 peg ratio, which is quite decent. And because there is no competition at this point of time, and with the supply chain issues which are currently going on in the market, anyone who is even will try to get into this segment will take a period of at least 1 to 2 years to grow. So for the near term also, they don't see any competition. So this looks like a quite a good growth story. All we have to do is track. And if you like this analysis, please do like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and God bless you.